Here is a quick video on how to avoid being scammed in exportation business. If you are already in the exportation industry or conversant with the happenings therein, then it's no news that people get scammed and ripped off of their hard-earned money sometimes. You advertise your export products on the internet, a supposed manufacturer or agent contacts you showing interest in your goods, you enter into a contract with them and fulfill your own end of the bargain, but when it's time for them to fulfill theirs, they disappear into thin air. It's a very terrible situation to find oneself in. Some of the scammers are even so organized that they provide you with a letter of credit only for you to find out at the end of the day that it was all a fluke. As a new or regular exporter, it is important to find out ways of protecting yourself and your business from fraudulent overseas buyers. First thing is to do a background checks. Don't get too excited when you get a sales offer. You must first take time to do a background check on the company and find out whether it's a legit company or not. You can ask for help from the embassy where the buyer's company is based in. For instance, if it's a Chinese company, the Chinese embassy in India should be able to confirm whether or not the company is legitimate. If it's an individual buyer and not a company, the embassy can also help you investigate the person through the country's citizens database. You can also conduct a background check through internet search engines. Another thing is to check the company's website. Almost every company has a website these days, especially if it's a large company, hence, you can ask for the company's website to confirm some of the details about the company that you have already been given. Some small companies may not have a website, but they would at least have a registered office, phone number, and a business license. You should ask for this information from them and investigate to know whether it's a company that is licensed to do business in the said country. Another vital tip is to always watch out for the email address. When you see emails from personal addresses, you should be very careful with dealing with such people. A serious company would have a business website email address that would be used in contacting suppliers. When you get supposed company emails from personal email addresses like at yahoo.com or at hotmail.com, your scam alert should be very high at this point. To find out if an email address is from a company webmail or a personal address, copy the letters after the @ sign and use your search engine to find out. To make life easier, use an agent. There are a lot of companies that provide agency services to exporters. They would help you arrange a meeting with the buyer and investigate the business to determine if it is a legitimate business or otherwise. Although this might raise the cost of your business a little bit, you would wish you had taken that step if you fall into a scam trap. You may also use family members or friends that stay in the country the buyer is from, or if you can afford it, arrange a trip to the said country to see things for yourself. This is something you should really consider, especially if it's a large order. Now that brings us to another very important preventive tip, which to always investigate scam reports. If it's a potential scam, it's possible that you are not the first person the buyer has tried to rip off. It's most likely that they would have done it to a couple of people before contacting you. This is why it would help to investigate scam reports against a company or person you are planning to do business with. Again, the internet would be of help. Copy the company or buyer's name and the word scam and then paste it in your search engine. It would pull up any previous scam reports filed against the company in the past. For instance, if the name of the company is for example Limited, you would post the words for example Limited scam in your search engine to see if it would bring up any scam reports about the company. You can also do the same for an email address or a business website. Another tip is to use email backtracker. You can find out the buyer's real identity as well as his IP address using email backtracker. You see, when it comes to protecting your business from scam, no step is too much to take because scammers also spare no costs or energy to pull a perfect job. Therefore, you must always bring in your A game whenever you are considering doing business with an overseas buyer. Take as many steps as is necessary to ensure that your investments are safe. A popular website that offers this kind of backtracking service is abika.com. On the 7th tip is to ask for all the information you need. You should try to ask as many questions as you feel would be necessary to help you form an opinion. Don't be scared to ask the buyer questions. If he has nothing to hide and represents a legitimate company, he wouldn't have any problem giving you all the information you need. Lastly, use government trade sites. Trading on government-established trade sites is also a good way to protect you because illegitimate companies and buyers know better than to bring their tricks on a government website. Good luck to you doing international business. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exporting and importing business ideas that makes you more money.